Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another informative and exciting episode of Articulation Radio. I am your host, the Honorable Walking Man. You know how we do things here at Articulation Radio. We will kick off today's episode by taking a look at the news headlines, and today's news segment is sponsored by bepublished.org.
Here are three of the headlines I saw today, Wednesday, May 13th, 2020, when visiting elitevaluesnews.com. The Palmer Legacy of Jackson, Mississippi announces that donations for the 2020 school supplies drive starts June 1st. Be sure to visit staytuned.llc.webs.com for more information or to make a donation. Israel United in Christ invites you today to join them in person or in spirit Saturday, May 16th for the Happy Feast of Pentecost First Fruits via their website at israelunite.org. And the IRS reminds you that today at noon Eastern Time is the deadline to sign up for direct deposits of stimulus checks. Be sure to go to irs.gov to assure your current info is there so you can get your deposit. Those are three of the headlines I saw today when visiting elitevaluesnews.com. Be sure to head on over right now and see what headlines you see, because as you know, news constantly happens because things are always going down. So, of course, our headlines constantly change as well. So check them out, hour on the hour.
Looking to get the latest news? Visit Elite Values. EliteValuesNews.com has all the latest news and information. Check out the headlines daily. EliteValuesNews.com for all of your latest news.
Do you want to be published? Are you looking for a high-quality, low-cost way to be published with a fast turnaround? Visit bepublished.org to publish today. www.bepublished.org. bepublished.org. Publish today. Books, movies, and music. Listeners, we love you, we hear you, and I am so glad to be here with you today on this episode of Articulation Radio. I have an interview coming up for you, and I also have a topic, so stay tuned.
used to leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues straight through Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache. Here we go again, again. Good morning, heartache. You're the one who knew me well. Might as well get used to you hanging around. Never. So good morning, heartache. Do sit down. Have tea with me, but do go, please.
ARTistreview.com. All artists need a platform. The Artist Review makes sure you have the one you need to put your work in front of your fans. ARTistreview.com.
Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Yeah. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops come pouring down, down, down.
Even at my weakness, I still put up a fight. Even though I seem happy, I'm still tortured inside. I'm always fucking depressed and turn my back to the lights. Nobody understands my thoughts and the fucking pain it ignites. To be honest, my life has never been diamonds and gold. The warmth has been ripped from my heart and now it's cold as a stone. I never had no support, I'm making moves on my own. I'm so sick of all these fake niggas calling my phone. When you look at me, nigga, you looking at elegance. When you talk to me, you better show respect like a president. When I walk, I make the ground shake like I'm rolling with elephants. Western Mississippi, that's my unofficial residence. I'm screaming, fuck a hater, I'm only chasing my dreams. Don't get confused by the hype, cause it ain't what it seems. These niggas is lame, say number druggies and fiends. When they come to my city, they know I'm the king, nigga.
Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Yeah. Nights like this, I wish.
What you wish?
That raindrops come pouring down,
Down, baby. Ice the
down.
Say this life that I live. I got a wife and some kids. I got a grind and some beer. Hard times and got real. When you ain't got it to give, and your main pond to turn. Like you shot at this wheel. Why you stalking the field? Growing crossing the field.
Why?
Man, you vote them white folks. Call the cops and get killed. Don't give a fuck who you is. Shoot up the city for kill. Call a dude to miss skill. I hit the boot just to chill. I like to drink and no pills. I pass my stash in a weed. She one classy little bitch. Smash the gas in the beat. Real niggas all in my clique. You plastic bitches don't fit. I hit a lick and I dip. I taste a sip of that feel. You got the drip, I just spit. Throw in your hands of this deal. You missed the fake Dr. Phil. You ain't spent what I feel. In this world full of thrills. Wanna heart me some fears. Only night like this. I got a face full of tears.
Cry, baby.
Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Yeah. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops come pouring down, down, down. For dear
You have a product, let them help you increase sales. You have a video, let them help you make it go viral. Peoplewarmers.com. PeopleWarmers.com.
I hope you like that new music that we just played for you. That was Nights Like This by Mike featuring Ice the Jeweler. And of course, we kicked off today's episode of Articulation Radio with Good Morning Heartache by Goddess Sage. Now, You know the topic of this episode is Victory is Sugar Sweet, right? Because it's all about you and celebrating you and making sure that you take the time out to celebrate your sweet victory. And I am also going to be interviewing the author Mylia Jaza. Now let me tell you about her real quick. This woman is about to put out her 46th and 47th book next week on her birthday. Head over right now to Amazon.com and get your copies of I Blame You and Regulate Your Thinking. I Blame You and Regulate Your Thinking by Mylia Jaza. That's Mylia Jaza. Myliajaza. Myliajaza. Go to Amazon. Get those 2 books by Mylia Jaza and any of her other books too. But look for that I Blame You and Regulate Your Thinking while I go ahead and get ready to bring the author on so that we can get that interview done. But before I do that, I'm going to play another song or 2 for you. But I want you to be thinking about what big goal did you give yourself that you made it a point to achieve. Pat yourself on the back and toot your own horn while we go ahead and jam this next cut, especially in your honor. And for those of you who have questions, go ahead and call in. We're going to go ahead and play that call-in song too. Got that coming up for you. But I want you to definitely jam and celebrate yourself because these next couple of cuts, the rest of the show, matter of fact, all in honor of you for your sweet victories that even lie ahead. All right. Now up next for you, I got that Call Me by Mo Stacks, as well as a Miss in Wonderland 3 by Martin Langstrom. We're going to play that one first, then do that Call Me by Mo Stacks, and then bring on the Arthur for you.
PeopleWarmer.com. Book your travel today. PeopleWarmer.com for wherever you want to stay. PeopleWarmer.com, wherever you want to play. PeopleWarmer.com. Go see a concert today. PeopleWarmer.com. Book everything you need. PeopleWarmer.com. Go ahead. Please, please.
You are listening to Articulation Radio. Head on over to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts.
Would you like for a motivational speaker to come to your company or organization to speak to your group?
visit lifespurposeministries.com.
Phone lines are open right now at Articulation Radio. Call 312-899-6237. That's 312-899-6237.
Have you always wanted to start a business but can't seem to get it off the ground? Call 972-880-8316 for your free initial consultation with a representative from The Conglomerate, or visit theconglomerate.work today to book your consultation in person. Theconglomerate.work, theconglomerate.work, theconglomerate.work. Call 972-880-8316 to start your new business today.
Articulation Radio is pleased to have here in the studio with us the author Mylia Jaza, who will soon be releasing her 46th and 47th books. Welcome, Miss Jaza. Definitely tell us a little bit about those two books you have coming out, and how did you get to write so many books?
Thank you for having me, Joaquin, man. It's always a pleasure to come here to Articulation Radio and be among the great staff here. But of course, to answer your question, yes, I will be releasing my 46th and 47th books on next week on May 21st, 2020. And of course, it will celebrate or, coincide with my celebrating the end of my 46th year of life and the beginning of my 47th year of life. And how I came about writing so many books is because, of course, I, back in 2003, published my first couple of books, but they were 6 weeks apart. And this will actually be my first double drop where I released two books at the exact same time. And the reason why it's so many is because back in 2018, when I had released, I want to say maybe like my 26th or 27th book, that was when I realized that I was having a hard time, or maybe it was like 24, 25, I don't know. But even this gives you an example to see how definitely in that mid to late 20s mark of my having those successes of published books, I lost track of the exact number, and I would have to really stop and think. And that made some people kind of question whether I'm really being honest about my number of books. And that's what inspired me to be like, you know what, I need to just go ahead and catch up with my age in books. And so that was when I went ahead and challenged myself to release one book each month, until I actually, and that was in the start of January of 2019, when I was like, okay, this year I'm going to start releasing one book each month until I catch up with my age. And in 2018, when I initially gave myself the challenge, I had given myself until 2022 to catch up. And by then I figured by the time I turned 49, that I will have released my 49th book. But of course, back then, again, in 2018, I only had like 20 something books. But yes, now after in 2019 going through and releasing one book each month, and in the month of August, I released my first triple drop where I put out a series called In Consideration of series. And it was in consideration of struggle, in consideration of determination, and in consideration of unity. And those three came out simultaneously in August of 2019. And so, of course, here we are in May of 2020, where finally, yes, I can catch up with my age this month. And it would have been to where I would have only put out my 46th book this month if I would have only done one, but I did not want to have it where June I would have to do another book to catch up. So I thought it'll be perfect to have it where my 46th and 47th books actually come out right when I'm transitioning from 46 to 47. So I hope that, my apology for the length on that, but at least that gives you the whole story.
And a wonderful and inspiring story it is. Now, let me ask you, though, because I know some people are listening like, oh, how is she writing all these books this quick? And who's publishing all these books? You know, is she rich and all this stuff? So let people know how you're doing this, how they can do this.
Honestly, the reason I don't write as much as people would probably expect. Instead of my making it a point to where I'm like, oh, I'm not going to publish until I have 100 pages or 200 pages or 50 pages. No, I make mine to where I make sure that I just get what I want to say out. And whether it takes 5 pages to have everything I want said, or whether it takes 10 or 25, or even if it takes 100, whatever it takes. But yeah, I just make it a point to just state what it is I have to say. I literally treat it like it's a person sitting there. And so that doesn't give me the luxury of dragging things out and stopping later and doing things. So I literally treat it where I give myself an hour at the most to write each particular book. And if it comes that, hey, you know, I need more than an hour to get all of my thoughts out about this thing, then I'll, of course, you know, just give myself that additional time, and that'll determine whether it's longer. But most of my books have been what I call Gorilla Glue releases. And those are books where I speak freely and you're able to read through them quickly. You know, they are page turners that kind of, you know, stick to your hand. And the next thing you know, in about 20, 30 minutes or possibly even 10 minutes, you know, you're done reading this book. So that's how I was able to do that. And of course, and I would type some books up. Most books, though, I dictated, and then, of course, just copied and pasted the dictation into the, you know, the transcribed work into my manuscript, and then just did the formatting and did the revising and the proofreading and all of that stuff. And as far as publishing, I self-publish, and no, I'm not rich, but I am wealthy. But no, I am not rich at all. No, I'm not a person with this huge bank account or anything like that. But I do self-publish, and I utilize the services of bepublished.org. And of course, you all are well familiar with bepublished.org. But for those of you who are not, of course, they will not only teach you how to go through and publish your work and promote it after it's actually published. If you hire them to publish it for you, you know, they'll train you on how to promote your work. But of course, for those of you who've never written a work, but you're like, you know, look, I got $750, you know, I'll just pay them to publish a book and let them go ahead and have me to crank out a book, you know, walk me through their little workshop real quick if I don't have one. And so, so for those of you who want to do that and you've never written a book, but you would love to learn how, that would be a great investment where, you just go ahead and commit to doing a book, hiring bepublished.org, paying them for that quick pub package for the $750. And they will, of course, not only commit to publishing a book, but if you don't already have it, naturally, they're going to make sure that within the first 4 days, you actually write a book and get it out to them. But definitely go to bepublished.org. Their website, of course, you know, bepublished.org. Like, you know, I want to be published. Who help you be published? Where can I be published? That's bepublished.org. That's bepublished.org. bepublished.org. So yes, that's how I did it.
Wow. Just, you make it seem like it's just so easy and simple, but I guess it is, you know, cause like you said, you know, you've been doing it for so long, but for the people who've never done it, you know, there are people who literally would teach them to do it the way that you're doing it, and other people are doing it, and they'll be able to do it the same. I mean, this is wonderful. And I know your time is tight, so let me just go ahead and give you the forum, you know, give you the floor. What is there that you would like to say that you have not had the chance to say to the listeners of Articulation Radio today?
Well, my website, of course, you know, I don't have all of my books on my website, Mylia, Jaza, .gqnu.net, but you will be able to see my artwork as well as, of course, see some of my past projects as far as literary works as well as my music. But I, of course, encourage everyone to definitely not only go to bepublished.org to purchase my most recent books and my past books, but also to go ahead, make it a point to get your dreams fulfilled as well. And you can also remember that for those of you who are like, well, I would love to get her books, but I would rather go and get them from my local bookstore. You can go and do that as well. Remember that all you have to do is just tell them that you would like to get I Blame You and Regulate Your Thinking by Mylia Jaza, and they will be able to order it for you. And people do know that it doesn't matter whether you plan on getting the book in the United States, in Africa, in South America. It doesn't matter. Anywhere in the world, you can get not only my latest 2 books, you can get all of my works. And again, I have a total of 47 books that you will be able to get. And I do plan on releasing 1 book per year for the rest of my life too. So each year, you know that you can always rely on me to release new work. So I do ask for those of you who are not already readers of my work to give me a chance, and I would definitely love for you to give me your feedback as well. And please, I ask you to take out the time to do that. Do not think that your words will fall on deaf ears and that people who have no interest in you will just totally ignore your emails or your text messages, any of those things. That's not the case. I urge you to please reach out to me. Let me know your feedback after you read any of my books. And if you're like, well, no, I don't want to read I Blame You or Regulate Your Thinking because I can already tell that, okay, these are the kind of messages I don't need. I don't really need to hear those lectures. I'm about my business. I handle my stuff. I don't use excuses. I have initiative. I'm proactive. I'm resilient. Then I do have a body of other works as well. My work includes not only nonfiction pieces and essay type of works like these, but I also have poetry. I have even TV and movie scripts. I've released some of all types of work. So I do encourage you to definitely check me out if you don't already know about Mylia Jaza. Otherwise, of course, once you go to Amazon and you put in Mylia Jaza, Mylia Taye, Tiye, Mal, Mal, Jaza, Jaza. Once you put in my name, Mylia Taye Mal Jaza, or even just Mylia Jaza, Mylia Jaza, you will have plenty of books, printed books, paperback books, as well as ebooks, and even some hardback books that you may find will be very worthy of your library. I thank you all so much for giving me the floor and giving me this time. And I just encourage you all to follow your hearts and follow your passion and do whatever it is that you're called to do. And do know that even if not a single person other than you buy your work, that's perfect, because even that is what you needed anyway, was for you to put it out to leave so that others can have that option. And as long as you have proof of your work, baby, you're good to go. You're golden.
That was lovely. Thank you, Miss Mylia Taye Mal Jaza. We so appreciate you for coming on to Articulation Radio today and sharing your love, sharing your knowledge, and sharing the inspiring person that's you with the listeners of Articulation Radio today. You are more than welcome to come back at any time.
Thank you. I definitely will.
Listeners, stay tuned. We have some more show rolling for you now. Don't go nowhere.
Playing on my upgrade, reminiscing about last way. Remember that we had a big fight. Maybe words didn't come out right. I wish that I was sober, and I wish that I could call her, tell her to come over, and wish that I could hold her. If I could turn back the ends of flame, turn it back and make it change your mind. If I could turn back the ends of flame. Baby, look into
If you're looking for ghost writers, grant writers, technical writers, any kind of writers, go to the Writers Consortium. Their website is maryjefferson.us. You just heard Compromise by Matthias Andreasen. Up next is Your Mind by the Furthermores featuring Vincent Vega, and For Sure by Ray and Ray featuring Revel Day, and I think I may be able to get in some You Got Issues by Spring Gang featuring Amarante.
Articulation Radio, thanks you so much for listening. So head on over right now to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts on today's episode. In the meantime, we're going to keep the show rolling for you.
Do you frequently shop online and you're looking for a new place to shop? Join the club, jeffersontaylor.club, where models, designers, inventors, and other creators offer customers the best products at fair prices. Jefferson Taylor, jeffersontaylor.club. Weddings are expensive, but your love is worth it. Go to marryusnow.us to book the Minister of Love to officiate your wedding today. The fee is only $200 if your wedding is in the city of Chicago, and there's only a small fee to get the Minister of Love to travel outside of Chicago to your wedding location. Book the Minister of Love today. Visit marryusnow.us. That's marryusnow.us.
With you there is trouble. It's hard to confide. You move my world round every time. Sprint you magic in. You belong with the fairies. No matter what I say, it's black or white, not gray. Gotta stay loose when next to you, for sure, or else you get bruised. There's no pick and choose, for sure. You set the weather, every cloud, every rain. You're above and beyond. Oh, every tune is your song. Doesn't matter what I say, there is no other way. Gotta stay loose when next to you, for sure, or else you get bruised. There's no pick and choose, for sure. Oh,
Are you single and seeking a lifestyle club that's centered around you? Go to sittingroom.xyz to register today. Sittingroom.xyz, where sexy singles socialize. Get merchandise and event invites by joining us at sittingroom.xyz today.
Can't you see what we're about? I see you at my door, wanting in, come back for more. But I don't want this anymore. 'Cause baby, we got issues, yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, yeah, don't you take them out of me. Honey, I think we lost the toe. Guess I'm not into you that much. So goodbye, my love. Already found someone that I'm thinking of, and I lose myself again to someone who's got the toe. To me, it's so you just have to do without. Here's something you can think about. You play me good, there's no doubt, but you're the one that's missing out. 'Cause baby, we got issues, yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, yeah, don't you take them out of me. Guess I'm not into you that much. So goodbye, my love. Already found someone that I'm thinking of, and I lose myself again to someone who's got the toe.
Want to buy stocks, jewels, real estate, or other high-end items? Would you love to be able to contribute to charitable initiatives but cannot do these things with the money you currently have? Join Regal City Investment and Social Club, where you can pool money each month with other investors to make major purchases, give to the needy, and possibly turn a profit. www.regalcity.xyz. Become a Regal citizen today by joining Regal City Investment and Social Club. regalcity.xyz.
My people, my fam, my folks, I thank you so much. We all here at Articulation Radio, thank you so much for tuning in today and making us a part of what it is that you do. We encourage you to go over to our website, articulationmedia.club, and let us know not only what you think about today's episode, but make sure that your music Your interview and your ad all take place right here on this station, Articulation Radio. Go to articulationmedia.club right now and hook yourself up. Make sure that you do that so you can hook other people up. But be sure to tune in again on Articulation Radio. We'll catch you again soon. And in the meantime, you already know, keep being a doer, keep being a move maker, and keep making things happen.
Articulation. 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 Articulation.
Articulation Radio.